Welcome back to UPSC in 8 minutes. Today is June 14, 2026, and we are unpacking an intensely packed Sunday edition of Daily Current Affairs. We are breaking down some truly monumental developments today, from an electronic US-Iran peace deal and India's deep tech diplomacy on the global stage to historic milestones in defense indigenization and shifting climactic cycles. We're skipping the fluff today. Let's beat the clock.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our high-yield thematic roadmap for today. Geopolitics and bilateral diplomacy, defense, security and leadership, climate and physical geography, governance and public health, and we'll cap it all off with our active recall daily UPSC micro quiz.
Starting right off with Section 1, Geopolitics and Bilateral Diplomacy.
Now, in a really fast-moving development, the United States and Iran have completely scrapped a planned in-person European meeting. Instead, they've pivoted to an immediate electronic signing of a 60-day negotiation memorandum of understanding. This formally triggers a crucial 60-day window to finalize nuclear non-proliferation terms and, significantly, reopen the critical shipping lanes of the Strait of Hormuz. That alone promises immense relief for global maritime supply shocks. But, there is a fascinating duality playing out here. We are seeing immense domestic political backlash brewing inside both Washington and Tehran regarding the actual parameters of the financial relief. Internal factions, like Iran's IRGC, are urging serious caution due to past communication breakdowns. So, as observers, we've got to objectively track both the economic relief this brings to maritime trade alongside the intense internal political friction it's generating in both capitals.
Shifting gears to bilateral diplomacy, India is rapidly expanding its technological footprint. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and French President Emmanuel Macron have just inaugurated Bharat Innovates 2026 over in Nice, France. Think of this as a massive, high-impact bridge connecting 120 premier Indian startups directly to global venture capital networks. Anchored by the Union Ministry of Education, this initiative is strictly focused on the future. We're talking 13 deep tech fields, primarily semiconductors, advanced computing, and space technology. It's an absolutely brilliant example of using technology co-development not just for economic gain, but to strategically solidify India's special global strategic partnership with France.
Moving right along to Section 2, Defense, Security and Leadership. India is taking some massive leaps forward in self-reliant defense technology. The Defense Research and Development Organization, the DRDO, has successfully demonstrated India's advanced Phase 2 ballistic missile defense capability. An interceptor missile successfully neutralized a simulated long-range ballistic threat, which verifies real-world telemetry upgrades and high-altitude propulsion systems. Now, the key distinction you truly need to grasp for your notes here is between endo-atmospheric, which means intercepting a threat inside the Earth's atmosphere, and exo-atmospheric, which is interception outside in space. By mastering both of these layers, this milestone firmly cements India into a highly elite group of nations possessing independent, multi-layered air shield networks.
Moving from the technology to the people actually commanding it, we have a profoundly historic military milestone to talk about. The very first batch of women cadets trained at the prestigious National Defense Academy has officially been commissioned as officers into the Indian Armed Forces. This is the direct culmination of sweeping institutional changes mandated by judicial directives. It represents a vital structural shift from mere token representation to true core command integration. It's literally a massive leap forward in eliminating long-standing gender barriers in command training, making it a critical development for organizational governance and social justice in the modern military. Sticking with military leadership, let's talk about the number 30. The Union government has officially named Lieutenant General Dhiraj Seth as the next chief of the Army staff. So what makes this appointment stand out? Well, General Seth is the first officer from the Armored Corps to ascend to this top military post in over 3 decades. He's succeeding a very long line of infantry and artillery commanders. And this matters deeply because it comes at a profoundly crucial time. The military is undergoing a massive structural transition right now toward joint theater commands and theaterization logistics to manage integrated threats along the borders. Leadership backgrounds naturally dictate strategic focus, which makes this a pivotal 30-year first.
Let's look at Section 3, Climate and Physical Geography.
The India Meteorological Department has officially confirmed the formal emergence of an El Niño phenomenon in the equatorial Pacific Ocean, and this triggers a dangerous, continuous chain reaction. It starts with an abnormal warming of sea surface waters in the eastern Pacific. This physical warming weakens the trade winds, which causes a complete wind pattern inversion. Ultimately, this entirely disrupts the classic monsoon circulation across South Asia, leading to a weakened southwest monsoon. The takeaway here is absolutely crystal clear. An intensifying El Niño severely raises the structural probability of erratic, below-normal rainfall, and that directly and severely threatens agricultural yields. It's a textbook physical geography concept playing out right now with massive real-world consequences.
Down to Section 4, Governance and Public Health.
The Ministry of Information and Broadcasting has just circulated some strict new draft rules for broadcast networks, creating a fascinating push and pull scenario. On one hand, the mandate requires all private broadcasters to telecast a fixed daily quota of content of national importance and submit to stricter, centralized security clearances for key management personnel. But on the other hand, this sparks a major constitutional debate regarding corporate compliance burdens and, more crucially, the legal limits of reasonable restrictions under Article 19(2) concerning freedom of speech. We're looking at this impartially, of course, but it is absolutely vital to observe how these draft guidelines attempt to balance media regulation with fundamental constitutional rights. On the public health front down in Kerala, authorities are on high alert following a sudden alarming surge in infections caused by Naegleria fowleri. You might know it commonly as the brain-eating amoeba. It sounds almost like science fiction, right? But it is driven by a perfect real-world storm. Unusually high tropical summer temperatures combined with dangerously low water circulation in local ponds have optimized the ultimate growth environment for this pathogen. This is a truly stark example of an emerging biological vulnerability driven entirely by climate factors, highlighting the absolute urgent need for robust municipal water sanitation protocols to protect the public.
And finally, Section 5, the daily UPSC microquiz. So, the crucial point is, let's lock this knowledge in. Consider these two statements. Statement 1. The El Niño phenomenon typically leads to an intensification of the Indian southwest monsoon. Statement 2. The National Defense Academy is located at Kadakwasla, Maharashtra. Are your options only 1, only 2, both, or neither? Drop your chosen option in the comments below. I'll be monitoring the section and hearting the correct ones. Thank you for joining me on today's Explainer. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with this provocative thought. With climate phenomena altering our agriculture and deep tech reshaping our diplomacy, is our structural readiness truly keeping pace with these compounding domestic and global shifts? Think about it. Subscribe to join us again tomorrow for your daily premium roadmap and keep learning.